Shalom. Thank you for joining me today in Walking in Yah's Way. I'm your hostess, Arden. Today we're going to do chapter 36 in the book of Jubilees, which is entitled Isaac's Last Words, and also covers the death of Leah. Let me open with a word of prayer before we begin. Yahuwah, thank you for being our Abba. Please give us wisdom and a heart to hear your words. In all things we thank you and we praise your name. Amen. Amen. And in the 6th year of this week, Isaac called his 2 sons, Esau and Jacob, and they came to him, and he said unto them, My sons, I am going the way of my fathers to the eternal house where my fathers are. Wherefore bury me near Abraham my father, in the double cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite, where Abraham purchased a sepulchre to bury in the sepulchre which I digged for myself, there bury me. And this I command you, my sons, that ye practice righteousness and uprightness on the earth, so that Yahuwah may bring upon you all that the Lord Yahuwah has said that he would do to Abraham and to his seed. And love one another, my sons, your brothers, as a man who loveth his own soul, and let each seek in what he may benefit his brother, and act together on the earth. And let them love each other as their own souls. And concerning the question of idols, I command and admonish you to reject them and hate them, and love them not, for they are full of deceptions for those that worship them, and for those that bow down to them. Remember ye, my sons, Yahuwah, God of Abraham, your father, and how I too worship him and served him in righteousness and in joy, that he may multiply you and increase your seed as the stars of heaven in multitude, and establish you on the earth as the plant of righteousness, which thou not be rooted out unto all the generations forever. And now I shall make you swear a great oath, for there is no oath which is greater than it, by the name glorious and honored, and great and splendid and wonderful and mighty, which created the heavens and the earth and all things together, that ye will fear him and worship him, and that each will love his brother with affection and righteousness, and that neither will desire evil against his brother from henceforth forever, all the days of your life, so that ye may prosper in all your deeds, and not be destroyed. And if either of you devises evil against his brother, know that from henceforth every one that devises evil against his brother will fall into his hand, and will be rooted out of the land with the living, and his seed will be destroyed from under heaven. But on the day of turbulence and execration and indignation and anger, with flaming devouring fire, as he burnt Sodom, so likewise he burnt his land and his city and all that is in his, and he will be blotted out of the book, and he will be blotted out of the book of the discipline of the children of men, and not be recorded in the book of life. But in that which is appointed to destruction, he will depart unto external execration, so that their condemnation may be always renewed in hate, and in execration, and in wrath, and in torment, and in indignation, and in plagues, and in disease forever. I say and testify to you, my sons, according to the judgment which will come upon the man who wisheth to injure his brother. And he divided all his possessions between the two on that day. And he gave the larger portion to him that was the firstborn, and the tower, and all that was about it, and all that Abraham possessed at the well of oath. And he said, This larger portion I shall give to the firstborn. And Esau said, I have sold to Jacob, and given my birthright to Jacob. To him let it be given. And I have not a single word to say regarding it, for it is his. And Isaac said, May a blessing rest upon you, my sons, and upon your seed this day, for ye have given me rest, and my heart is not pained concerning the birthright, lest thou shouldest work wickedness on account of it. May the Most High Yahuwah bless the man that worketh righteousness, him and his seed forever. And he ended, commanding them and blessing them, and they ate and drank together before him. And he rejoiced because there was one in mind between them. And they went forth from him and rested that day and slept. And Isaac slept on his bed that day rejoicing, and he slept the eternal sleep, and died 180 years old. He completed 25 weeks and 5 years. And his two sons, Esau and Jacob, please forgive me, and his two sons, Esau and Jacob, buried him. And Esau went to the land of Edom, to the mountains of Seir, and dwelt there. And Jacob dwelt in the mountains of Hebron, in the tower of the land of the sojournings of his father Abraham. And he worshipped Yahweh with all his heart, and according to the visible commands, according as he had divided the days of his generations. And Leah his wife died in the 4th year of the 2nd week of the 45th Jubilee. And he buried her in the double cave near Rebekah his mother, to the left of the grave of Sarah his father's mother. And all her sons and his sons came to mourn over Leah his wife with him, and to comfort him regarding her, for he was lamenting her. For he loved her exceedingly after Rachel her sister died, for she was perfect and upright in all her ways, and honored Jacob. And all the days that she lived with him, he died not hear from her mouth. He died not hearing a harsh word from her mouth. She was gentle and peaceable, and upright and honorable. And he remembered all her deeds which she had done during her life, and he lamented her exceedingly, for he loved her with all his heart and with all his soul. Wow, that is a wonderful story of Isaac and his death and Leah's death, and just the two brothers, just succumbing to each other's wishes and desires in life, and just blessing each other with all that they had. It's like I said in the last chapter, it is one of the greatest stories of forgiveness between Jacob and his brother Esau. The greatest story of forgiveness. I want to thank you for joining me today, for listening to this chapter of Jubilees, and I pray that you gleaned something from this. in Jubilees, it's interesting because we get a lot of timelines and, in the area of, well, that's why it's called Jubilees, because it refers to sections of time that we don't normally think about. The 45th Jubilee, he buried her. So if we understand the Creator's calendar, Yahuwah's calendar, it's a lot easier for us to figure out some of these things and to study them. So thank you, and may Yahuwah bless you and keep you and make his face to shine upon you always and forever. And I pray that you will be with me on the next chapter, 37. Please subscribe to my channel, give it a little thumbs up, and like the station. That would be greatly appreciated. And if you see in the description box, there are ways for donations if you are so prayerfully inclined. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Shabbat Shalom.